I try to film this the best I can here with one hand, but this is my 85 vending case. As you can see, I've sold a couple off the top already, and I've opened two for myself already. And that was because this one here, you can see the tape was on it, but it was so old that it just wasn't adhering anymore. And this one here, I just broke the tape because I wanted to open it. But I noticed there's one more here, the tape's doing the same thing. So I'm just gonna document this and open it for myself. See what we can pull out of it. This is so frail. This is so... And they're so long. No adhesion whatsoever with that tape. Everything's fared so well. So I try to open these from the edge to, the best I can to prevent this flap right here from, maybe possibly nicking edges of card corners when you pull it up. In fact, they've even gone as far as actually popping the ends off right here first. That way you can actually bow the front out and keep all the corners nice, because especially these boxes that come out of the center of this box, they're going to be in the best shape regardless, because I mean, this thing's been floating around 35 years. Who knows where it's been, before I acquired it about 2 years ago. And it's in relatively really good shape, but it could have been thrown onto a truck in 1985 along with everything else on that pallet. So there might be some ding corners here and there, but that's just the nature of these vending boxes. Now let me show you how I do it. I just kind of pull it and I force that front flap forward, and you can see perfect. I mean, the edge of the card is still nice and crisp. And they kind of stopped doing this around 85, is where they actually started using boxes that were slightly bigger, like an 1/8 of an inch, so they could fit the extra cards to make the 500 in there in the box. But they used to they either throw some extra cards in there or the remainder of the 500 in there, which I kind of like because it gives the box a little slack, as you can see. We'll look at those in a minute here, but this is how you could tell that nobody's tampered with it. See how it's got all the corresponding zebra lines? They're just perfect. You got a double one there, but that's common. This is where they flip collation, or someone told me that. I mean, it's perfect. Now you get one of these where they're all really, really mismatched. They're all going the same direction. I mean, the odds are it's been gone through, but you can see the pattern. For the most part, it's uniform. And what I do, since this box has that extra slack to it, I'm able to kind of, oh yeah, it pulls up nice and easily. Kind of pull it up here, a block of them. All right. If I had any more space in between there, I'd probably put a piece of foam or something in there so it doesn't roll the cards over. But let me set this phone here for a second. This card's right here. Move this box off to the side. I'm going to try to set this phone up so it captures what I'm doing, but I hope it does. I don't have a mount for it, so I'm just going to kind of prop it up against this tape gun right here, and we'll see what we can accomplish. Hopefully it doesn't shut the video off. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm going to turn it sideways. Okay, that's not too bad of a view. I think I can probably get the cards in it like that. So, I mean, that one's centered pretty nicely centered there. Look how vibrant that green is on the back. then the next card, you know, it's a little bit off-centered, but you know, has the nature of all these cards from the 80s. So I'm just gonna kind of scroll through them here, and if I get a big hit or something, and pull out this little Hall of Fame Paul Molitor. Put that aside. Sometimes I find it easier just to, just for me, everybody might have their own technique, but I hope the camera's getting this. I just pick them up like this, and then I get a hit. So, not necessarily the best, but Dwight Gooden, you know, it is off-center. His cards are notorious for being off-center, but the printing is off-center on them too, like the red and the green and the yellow, whatever, and it's like you usually get a blur. This one here, like the printing's spot on. It's just the centering's off, and I'm almost willing to bet that the back of it is probably perfectly centered. And it is. The back is perfectly centered, so it wasn't even miscut. It just misprint, because the back is perfect. You know, that machine was cutting it thinking everything else was perfect. That whole sheet got miscut, and they're all probably to the side like that. Shame, because it is a really sharp card, and his career's kind of tanked, but or it did tank, but it's not a blurry one. Let's see what else we can find here. That's a good sign, getting him that early in the box. I've noticed a lot of these, they'll tend to have a certain collation to them. In other words, like back when I first got these cases, you know, I almost I think I'm crazy for doing it now, but I practically opened the whole case myself. I mean, I opened about 12 of the boxes, and what I found was, and it wasn't exactly perfect, but for the most part it was, that, you know, you tended to have a certain grouping of players in each box. Like if McGwire was in it, typically he was in it 2 or 3 times. If Clemens was in it, he'd usually be in it 2 or 3 times. You know, Kirby Puckett, about the same. But then you'd have, you know, a couple here and there that just have one of each of those, or just one of those key players, but a lot of other good players too. So they were peppered really, I guess you would say, evenly random. Like they randomized it, but it had kind of an even flow to it. Like you almost, I couldn't determine what box was going to have something, but you know, once you got into it and got, you know, 100 cards in, and like, okay, this is going to be a good one, or, you know, so on and so forth. But anyhow, let's see how this one looks. And what I really like about these remaining 3 cases I've had over the years here is that everybody's giving me great, you know, friend-to-friend feedback, or eBay feedback, whatever it may be, and you know, about the quality of the cards. I mean, just the green is so vibrant on them. You know, the centering, for the most part, is really, really well. The colors on the front are vibrant. They almost have a gloss to them. In fact, they do. Look at this here. Yeah. So these are probably early in the print run. Although they were made in '85, they weren't made in '84 like a lot of the wax boxes are used to be made the year before. Which they did make these vending boxes the years before too. You could tell by the date codes on them, but I've yet to see an '85 one that was made in '84. So I don't know if '85 just has some significance to it or not. But all right, so that's about 50 cards. Gosh, I hope I'm getting all this. Let's see what our, so to speak, bonus cards that were on top are here. Team USA is not the one we're looking for, but you know, nice bright reds, and Griffin, Gary Templeton, Hodge. Russ, Gary Woods. I'll go down through about another 50 of these cards here and see how we end up. Shoot. These will tip over in the box here. We're going to stick in it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Huh. Like I split it. Now Ripken, I've noticed, has been a really hard card, even in the packs or rack packs, to find centered. Much like the Dwight Gooden. Just overall, something about the card. I mean, it was probably located on the edge of a sheet or something, and every time it was cut, because it always tends to be over to the left side. But anyways, let's see what we got. There's Lee Smith. You know, not his rookie year, but nonetheless still a good player at his time. And at the time I'm breaking this, boxes are going for darn close to $400 on eBay, and that's our brand. 374, 347, you know, mid threes, high threes. Other brands, BBCE, Baseball Card Exchange, they tend, you know, they command a little bit more money. And I've seen those selling for over $400 all the time on there. Nicely centered there. Back's real nice too. Alright, well, it's a nice box. You know, there's probably going to be one of each key player in this one, I imagine. I'm just kind of going by what my gut instinct is on it, having opened probably upwards of over 100 of these boxes over the last couple years. Just, you know, whether, oh shoot, over the last 10 years. I'd buy them in singles on eBay back when they were 50 bucks. That was a lot of money then. If I ever do a video like this again, I'll have to get some sort of camera mount or something, because this is really awkward trying to do it this way. Really awkward. My hand's shaking. Probably help if it wasn't like 95 degrees in here, but anyhow, that's the vending box in a nutshell. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, share it, like it, subscribe. You know, a very small fan base, but I don't know, maybe it would turn into something. I just figured I'd film this just because I got the passion for these cards, and I really hate to sell everything out of that case right there, but it's just too much money. So I don't know, maybe I might keep another box out of it, I don't know. But you know, thank you for watching. See you.